Madame la Présidente.
President, at the outset, I would like to extend our heartfelt congratulations to Her Excellency Miss Anna Baerbock, President of the General Assembly, at this historic session, which coincides with the 80th anniversary of the establishment of the United Nations. The theme you've chosen for this session, Better Together, 80 years and more for peace, development and human rights, edifyingly conveys the international community's patient, meticulous, painstaking quest, which it has been undertaking since the UN Charter was signed 80 years ago. We can take pride in what we've achieved and all of the successes of our organization. Despite the difficult context, nothing should dent our determination to build a world that's less unequal, that exhibits greater solidarity, a world that is more peaceful and more prosperous. We extend our gratitude to your predecessor, Mr. Philemon Yang. We're grateful for his openness, his leadership, and his ongoing efforts throughout the session that's just drawn to a close. President, Secretary General, over the last 8 decades, the role of the United Nations was pivotal in support to decolonization in Africa and Asia, as well as on conflict resolution, nuclear proliferation, the fight against poverty and climate change, the promotion of human rights, and the management of pandemic risks. The United Nations, well aware of the need to sharpen its tools, has continuously undertaken the necessary reforms so as to do an ever better job in fulfilling its mandate and responding to the challenges of our time. Under the leadership of the current Secretary General, at the request of member states, given the slow implementation of the SDGs, and with a view to building a multilateralism that's more inclusive, more effective, and interconnected, we adopted the recommendations set forth in the flagship report entitled Our Common Agenda. Faced with the unpredictability of the future and the exacerbation of certain trends which could sap international cooperation, as well as the emergence of new challenges, we, as contracting parties, adopted a Pact for the Future which contains a global digital compact and a declaration on future generations. We stand convinced that we need to build a better world in which we would live better together. We agreed on an ambitious program covering important issues such as peace and security, sustainable development, climate change, digital cooperation, in particular ensuring that we make artificial intelligence a technology that benefits all, in addition to human rights, gender equality, young people, future generations, and the transformation of global governance. Nonetheless, the aforementioned accomplishments cannot conceal the devastating consequences engendered by geopolitical and geoeconomic fragmentation we're currently seeing. Conflicts are proliferating. They're dragging on in Ukraine, in Sudan, as well as in the Sahel. The unspeakable horror of what's going on in Gaza, where children are assassinated with impunity on a daily basis, where famine is being wielded as a weapon of war, while the international community is unable to effectively stop the genocide that's underway, as confirmed by the analysis report drafted by the United Nations and published on the 16th of September under the leadership of Judge Navi Pillay. The norms governing the use of force are being violated with chilling regularity, as illustrated by the bombing, the raids, and the extraterritorial assassinations committed by Israel. We condemn the terrorist attack against Qatar and the violation of its sovereignty and territorial integrity. Speaking on behalf of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, we reiterate our solidarity with the Emir, His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, as well as the government and the brother people of Qatar. The Security Council is paralyzed by the recourse to the veto, which has become systematic. International law and the norms which have guided us to date are being called into question, a dangerous trend. There's also a crisis of confidence between states, aggravated by the serious liquidity crisis owing to arrears in the payment of assessed contributions. Madam President, Secretary General, the Republic of Djibouti welcomes the recent adoption of the Severe Commitment, an outcome document at the Financing for Development Conference, the fourth one. This agreement, in our views, is an important step in the quest towards building an international financial system that's more equitable, exhibits greater solidarity, and serves the achievement of the SDGs. The figures are as eloquent as they are alarming. The world is confronted with an annual $1 trillion shortfall